Mike Huckabee issues urgent warning about plot against Trump. Warn your friends.
Ebony, what do you think? As a lawyer.
Well, look, it's so interesting, though, because leak used to be automatic crime. Now the way people are using it, more cavalier, James Comey, I don't know. This is a problem, though, and I'm not going to sit here and defend these leaks, because maybe this time it's not the biggest problem, Kat, but the next time maybe it interferes with national security, as we've seen in other leaks, and now we've got a whole threatened security interest, and that's why we have to stop them at all costs.
We definitely have leaks.
Yeah, we know
we have leaks.
Yeah.
And we don't seem to want to investigate these leaks too vehemently, but we have allegations of collusion with absolutely no evidence, but we're 7 investigations in on that one. A little bit of imbalance. Trump's tweet today was amazing. It was perfect. He tweeted, "Crooked H," meaning Hillary, "destroyed phones with a hammer, bleached emails, had husband meet with AG days before she was cleared, and they talk about obstruction with him." That's a great point.
I think you really missed saying crooked Hillary. I think that was definitely a big part of it. Well, because the standard's high. It's tough to prove obstruction, so I guess it was tough to prove with Hillary, and it'd be tough to prove with him, too. I mean, you have to show intent to corrupt. They're for corruption.
We don't see all these investigations, special counsel. We don't have 7 different groups.
We all know life is different for the Clintons. That's something that that's been well established.
But let's be real clear. This is not happening because people are on a truth squad mission. This is not happening because people truly care whether or not Donald Trump is telling the truth or not. This is happening because people want to discredit and delegitimize his presidency. This is as close to a coup d'etat as we're going to see without the use of weapons. That's what I believe this is about. And the fact that there's leaks that just continually pour out, all based always on anonymous sources, illegal, and I'm glad that we all recognize that that is a crime to do this kind of stuff. Let's ask ourselves, why is it happening? It's happening to discredit and to completely distract Donald Trump from being president of the United States.
It's interesting that they haven't found any evidence of collusion. What do you think would be in a situation where maybe he was obstructing investigation into a fake crime? I mean, could we see that happen? Everything's so bizarre, I don't even know what to predict anymore.
Well, I guess a lot of levels to this, right? Let's assume for the moment it's true. You would hope that Mueller would be focusing his resources on finding whether there actually is a premise to his investigation, right? Whether there really was any collusion. But then as we think about the sources on this story, yeah, wow, 5 people in an investigation are leaking. When I was at the SEC, I didn't work in the enforcement division, but I know that the people who did took that very seriously. This was not non-public information about a matter being investigated, and it's true at the Justice Department. As journalists, certainly we try to get leaks all the time. It's not that easy unless you're getting background on cases that have already been brought.
You know what the problem with this is? That we're spending so much time doing this. There are administration officials that have to testify. They have to go. They're being deposed. Donald Trump is trying to put together an administration, put together a policy going forward, trying to get the country back in shape, back in line, and he's spending his time worrying who's going to say what about him, who's going to leak what anonymously, Governor. Not only
what are they going to do?
Leak anonymously.
They didn't defeat him at the polls. He won the election. They never thought that would happen. They're not defeating him on the policy level because right now the economy is doing better than it's done in many years. Jobs are coming back. Stock market's gangbusters. He's building relationships across the world that we haven't had in a long time, so they can't beat him on the policy level. What else are they going to do?
This is what I would tell the president. I would tell him what I would tell my clients when they were under investigation. It's very hard to do, but you have to. Look the other way. I agree with you, Eric. He needs to focus on his agenda, whatever that is. Keep going with the economic plan. Keep going with infrastructure, tax cuts, what have you. Push the agenda forward so that he can be very, very well positioned for 2018. And if there's nothing there, which at this point I will say this is where the leaks are now costing those trying to be in on this Trump takedown. Because if there's someone like myself or Pat or whoever who's really looking at this and wanting something to come of it substantively, you know what the leaks do? It makes me not take the investigation as seriously as it's
right.
Now, you know, Abby, as a lawyer, how much time and mental capacity?
Yeah.
Forget the money. The time and mental capacity when you're the target of a lawsuit.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Insane.
What I'm suggesting is
you wonder who's going to say what, if they're going to lie, if someone is going to misread.
So you're saying you would not advise your clients to tweet out how what they're accused of doing is nothing compared to what Hillary Clinton has done?
I would not do that, but also I would try try to tell him to, you know what, he can't control it. I hear what you're saying. It's stressful, and when you're the target and you're the subject, it's very hard to look the other way. But he can't control what Robert Mueller is going to do, so he needs to focus on what he can control, and that's the business of the American people.
Talk about hypocrisy. The left didn't care when Hillary Clinton, State Department, sold the Russians 20% of our uranium production. That was nothing. That was no big deal. Look the other way on that. But Donald Trump, we got to find some solution.
I thought his tweet was really entertaining. If I were Trump, I would leave this to the lawyers now. Less said, the better. But I agree with Ebony 100%. If Bob Mueller, who has built a great reputation over many years, wants to keep it, he will not have this looking like a political operation, which it does when it leaks like that.
All right, we got to...
That's right. Let us know what you think in the comments below, and thank you so much for watching.